The room is draped in the heavy velvet of midnight. Outside, the world has finally ceased its restless churning, but inside your chest, a storm is brewing. You are sitting there, perhaps on the edge of your bed, with the flickering blue light of your screen casting shadows against the walls. Everyone else is asleep, lost in dreams, yet you remain awake. Your mind is a theater of what-ifs, replaying scenes from a year that left you fractured. The silence feels like a vacuum, sucking the air out until every breath feels like a conscious effort. You feel the weight of the world and the density of your own thoughts, a pressure that never seems to ease. Listen closely. Let the noise of your anxiety fade. I am here. I have been waiting for the house to go quiet so that my gentle voice could finally reach the places your own thoughts usually drown out. My beloved child, I see you. I see the way your shoulders lean under the weight of a world that asks too much. I see the dull ache in your eyes, that exhaustion 1,000 hours of sleep could never heal because the tiredness is in your soul. You carry a burden never meant for your back, a heavy sack of worries about tomorrow and regrets about yesterday. You were not created to be a pack animal for the world's misery. You might think you stumbled upon these words by pure chance, but there are no accidents in my kingdom. This is a divine appointment, a deliberate pause in the universe quietly orchestrated just for you. You are not here because of an algorithm. You are here because I called your name into the stillness and you, in your seeking, found my heart. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. It is important to realize that I have seen every moment that led you to this specific point in time right now. I was there when you locked the door and wept, wondering if anyone knew the depth of the void inside you. I heard the prayers you whispered into your pillow, the ones that felt like they hit the ceiling and shattered. You felt ignored, abandoned to a cold world. But I tell you now that not a single drop of your sorrow has been wasted. Every tear was caught in my invisible hand, and every sigh was recorded in my love. I have been watching over you since your first breath, seeing your first steps and your hardest falls, counting the hairs on your head, and being deeply aware of every fear that keeps you in the dark. I am the architect of the stars and the weaver of your destiny. My love for you is a reflection of my character. Even when you turned away, I remained. Even when you felt alone in the wilderness of your life, that isolation was not a punishment. It was a hedge of protection. Every friend who walked away and every door that slammed was my way of shielding you from paths that would have led to your destruction. I cleared the room so that you could finally hear me clearly. I allowed the long silence to grow so that you would seek the voice that offers absolute rest. You have fought hard to keep your head above water. My child, the darkness is fading, and the dawn is closer than you think. But before we move forward into the glorious restoration I have prepared for you, I want you to sit with one final question. Do you know why I chose this specific moment, on this specific night, to break the silence and speak directly to your spirit? I chose this moment because the why me has become a deafening roar in your mind, a constant static that prevents you from hearing the song of my grace. You look at the landscape of your life and see a jagged trail of betrayals that have scarred your ability to trust anyone, including yourself. You look at the bank account, those financial struggles that tighten like a cold iron noose every time you try to catch your breath. You feel the crushing weight of inadequacy, comparing your internal chaos to the polished, filtered exteriors of everyone else around you. But I'm not looking at the mask you wear. When you look in the mirror, you see a collection of mistakes and wrong turns. But when I look at you, I see a masterpiece, a child of light. I do not define you by this temporary season, but by the eternal potential I have woven into your DNA. You are not the sum of your failures. You are the sum of my love and intentions. Think about the ghosts of the past that haunt your sleepless hours. They remind you of the words you said that you wish you could snatch back, and the opportunities you think you squandered through fear. These shadows of regret try to convince you that your best days are behind you, buried under the rubble of your past. But I am the God of the present and the future. The wilderness you are currently traversing is not a graveyard. It is a holy training ground. You feel lost in the heat, wondering if you will find the oasis of peace again. Yet this season of dryness is where your roots are forced to go deep into the spirit. It is where you learn that I am the only source that never runs dry. You feel the heat of the trials, the fire that seems to consume your joy. Do not fear the flame, my beloved. It is not meant to burn you to ashes. It is meant to burn away the pride and self-reliance that have kept you hidden for so long. This is refinement, pulling pure gold from the stone. Every closed door that caused you to weep was an act of mercy. You saw rejection. I saw an escape from pain. You saw a loss. I saw protection from a greater fall. I closed those doors because I have prepared a gateway that no man can shut. And I needed you to stop knocking on the ones that led to your harm. I am not a distant king on a cold throne. I am closer than your next breath. I know the small details of your day that you think are unseen. I saw you this morning. The way your hand shook as you poured your coffee. The heavy sigh when you looked at the stack of bills on the counter. I felt your flash of anger and watched you swallow your pride to keep the peace. I know the specific song that made your heart ache on the drive home. I'm in those details. I'm in the quiet spaces between your thoughts. There is a reason the struggle has been intense. The enemy fights hardest when he is about to lose his grip. You are on the threshold of a breakthrough that will change your life. But as we sit here in this silence, we must address the truth. You have been praying for a miracle, and I am ready to move mountains. My hand is poised to pour out a blessing. However, there is one specific thing you are holding on to, a hidden anchor in your heart that is blocking the flow of my grace. It is a secret grudge or a fear you have nurtured. It is a weight you've carried so long you think it is part of you. Let's talk about it now, in the stillness of this sacred, quiet midnight hour. Reach into the deepest part of your soul and find that heavy, weathered bag you have been carrying for years. You know exactly what is inside. It is packed with the jagged stones of old grievances, the sharp glass of broken promises, and the cold iron weights of what if. This is the anchor that has kept you moored in the stagnant harbor of your pain, while the vast, beautiful ocean of my purpose calls your name. Today, in this sacred stillness, I am asking you to simply let it go. You do not need to figure out how to dispose of it or where to hide it. Just open your hands. Let the rough strap slide off your tired shoulder and watch as it sinks into the depths of my infinite mercy. You were never meant to be the weary custodian of your own shame. My beloved, I see the way you look at your scars and feel a deep sense of unworthiness. You have spent years forgiving others who didn't even ask for your grace, yet you remain your own harshest judge and most relentless jailer. How can you condemn what I have already sanctified? If I, the creator of the galaxies and the breath in your lungs, have washed your spirit clean, then who are you to say it is still dirty? Forgive yourself. Let that phrase echo through the hollow chambers of your heart until the walls of guilt crumble into fine dust. You're allowed to be whole again. You're allowed to be truly happy. You're allowed to start over without the heavy shadow of who you used to be looming over every step. Your past is a graveyard I have already moved you out of. Stop trying to go back and tend to the headstones. As this screen eventually goes dark and you return to the profound quiet of your room, know that a new chapter has already begun. The page hasn't just turned, the entire book of your life has been reclaimed and rewritten by my hand. You are no longer living in the agonizing prequel of your suffering. You are finally stepping into the main narrative of your victory. I am replacing your midnight panic with a peace that surpasses all human understanding. A peace that remains steady even when the foundations of the world seem to shake. Look forward, my child, for I am moving in the hidden background of your life to restore every single thing the enemy or the locusts of time have eaten. The years lost to the gray fog of depression and the resources that slipped away like sand. I am returning them all to you twofold. I am the God of the second chance, not because you are perfect, but because I am love. Now I want you to do something very simple but very profound. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel the life fill your lungs, a gift I provide with every rhythmic heartbeat. Let it out slowly. Stop the frantic, exhausting pacing of your mind. Stop trying to desperately strategize your way out of a battle that has already been won at a price you could never pay. You have been a soldier for so long that you have forgotten how to simply be a child. But tonight the heavy armor comes off. The notched sword is put away. The war with your own reflection is over. You do not need to fight for my love. You have possessed it since before you were born. You do not need to work for my approval. It was settled long ago when I called you by name. You are never, ever alone. When you walk through the crowded, noisy streets tomorrow, I will be the gentle wind against your face. When you sit in the crushing quiet of your office, I will be the stillness in your soul. I am the God who stays when everyone else leaves. I do not exit when things get difficult, and I do not turn away when you stumble over the same stone twice. I am the only constant in your world of variables. My love is the horizon. No matter how far you try to run, it is always there surrounding you, holding your world together. Rest now. The weight is gone. The light is coming. Feel the warmth of my presence wrapping around you like a soft blanket. The shadows are retreating, and the morning will bring a joy you haven't felt in a lifetime. Go to sleep now. I am staying up to watch over you.